Hello, Assalamualaikum. I am Muhammad Fatih bin Muhammad Shah. So, this is my industrial training presentation. So, my name is Muhammad Fatih bin Muhammad Shah. My metric number is 2019922267 from 80220 I have done my industrial practical at Risda Bukit Kota Estate. Risda Bukit Kota Estate are located at Manjung District and Central of Perak. So, the Risda Bukit Kota Estate are divided to 3 divisions. Division A for the Bukit Kota 2, Division B for the Bukit Kota 3, and Division C for the Bukit Kota 1. So, I just done my industrial practical at Bukit Kota 2 and 3. The Risda Bukit Kota 2 have around 1070.94 hectares of oil palm, and Risda Bukit Kota 3 have around 1052.92 hectares matured oil palm, and replanting area are 499.53 hectares. The objective of the industrial practical first is to expose and enhance knowledge and skill from what have learned in the class. Second, to increase the quality of leadership, independent and self-confident, responsibility, problem-solving skill, and teamwork. Third, to give experience to the student practice within a real job situation. For the organization chart, Sir Muhammad Hatta bin Yunus is the manager of both Bukit Kota 2 and 3. The assistant manager for Bukit Kota 2 are Sir Muhammad Shazwan bin Sofyan, and their conductor is Sir Muhammad Hanif bin Yusof, Sir Nur Azmi bin Saadun, and Sir Ahmad Shukri bin Hashim. The assistant manager for Bukit Kota 3 is Sir Hasanul Manzar bin Hussein, and their conductor is Sir Cik Omar bin Zakaria, Cik Azrul bin Yunan, and Cik Haris bin Omar. The main activity that I have done at Risda Bukit Kota 3 is grading FFB. Why we do grading FFB? Because we want to prevent from unripe or underripe bunches from transfer to the mill and get rejected. The objective of the grading FFB is to differentiate type of ripening FFB, to improve the quality of the FFB, and to improve the CPO and the OER of the oil palm. So, the other main activity that I have done is the tampang measurement. The function of the tampang measurement is to be used when we doing BBC, black bunches census. The other objective of doing tampang measurement is to identify and estimate the yield in the future, to know the nutrient in that palm, to do process of plant analysis and fertilizer recommendation. What I have done when doing tampang measurement is we collect the data of the palm. First, we should know the front of 17. So, if the palm is 2 years old and above, we can take the front of 9. So, when we take the front of the 9 as the sample, we should take the length of the front, the total of green front, the thick of the front, the width of the front, the amount of the kudu, the amount of the male flower, the amount of female flower, the amount of the black bunches, the amount of total leaf, and the length of tree leaf on the middle of the front that we take the sample. For the issue or problem and the problem solving are in this video. The first problem that we have at Risda Bukit Kota 2 and 3 is I have noticed and found a lot of VOPS under the palm. The VOPS mean volunteer oil palm seedling, that the worker do not collect the loose fruit, and lately the loose fruit will grow and be the competitor to our oil palm. So the VOPS can be competent to our nutrient that we give to our oil palm. So our oil palm cannot get the optimum of the fertilizer that we give. Like in Risda we have BOE, High-K, Ajib 3Z and others. So the VOPS, if we do not prevent the VOPS, then the VOPS will grow and take our fertilizer and nutrient that we give to our oil palm. So the loose fruit that I mean is like this. So this is the loose fruit that the workers do not collect, and lately it will grow and harmful our oil palm. The loose fruit will grow and be like this. This is the volunteer oil palm seedling that we do not want in our estate, because it also we classification as the weed that we do not want. And the VOPS problem we can solve by spraying paraquat around 110 ml per 18 liters of knapsack sprayer. But in 2020, the paraquat cannot be used anymore. So we can use meltafuron or even glyphosate also we can use to overcome the VS problem. Okay, the second problem that we have is the weed problem. I know that all of the plantation, oil palm plantation, even all the crop in the world have the weed problem. So like you can see, this is the area of the oil palm. So we can see a lot of like some tree and weed that we do not want. So we should prevent from this. Also in this area we can see under the oil palm we cannot have the weed around the tree, because when we have the weed around our tree, when the worker harvest and the loose fruit will down and worker cannot collect the loose fruit completely and perfectly. So to overcome this problem is we can do the chemical spraying using knapsack sprayer. Like we can use the glyphosate or meltafuron, and we also can do the scale weeding around our palm tree to prevent the weed. As we know, every year our estate or even other estate will have the problem of shortage of oil palm around in the early year, around January to February or March. We have a problem that shortage of oil palm. So the problem in this situation is the worker is lack of skill when they doing harvest. So that time the worker will harvest the unripe or underripe oil palm. Then the oil palm will be transferred to the mill, and the mill will reject the oil palm and return back to our estate, and they give the warning to our estate. So to solve this problem is we should done the grading first at the platform before the oil palm transfer to the ram and transfer to the mill. So the last problem that we have at our estate is the workers that are lack of skill in manuring, because if no mandor around them, they will not manuring perfectly. So to overcome this problem is the employee should be arranged at the local time first, and the worker should always be monitored. For the reference, I get the strong reference from Risda Bukit Kota technical book that have given from the conductor Sir Hanif bin Yusof. The conclusion for my industrial practical presentation is what I can say is Risda Bukit Kota 2 and 3 has given me a lot of knowledge and practical by learning process in plantation management. Within this organization have adapt me to management program, work activity, decision making for situation, calculate the costing, yield, field maintenance, plantation management, and know the nature work of plantation, and many more useful knowledge that I can bring back in my study or get further for the future of restoration at the plantation or estate. Thank you.